So let's get started. Okay. So before we start, let me share this experience from the last class. Okay, not yours. Some other class where I took the debate on the same topic, and it went so chaotic. Okay. So I want you to remember few points that this is just a debate, not end of your life. Okay, and be respectful to each other when you are crossing each other, when you are asking question to each other, because this is a debate, so obviously that will be there. Give them time to speak what they want to say, and then you ask a question. Okay, so let's get started without wasting any more time on that. Okay, so who will go first, for team or against team, guys? Adi and Darshan, right? Murthy. No, Murthy.
Ma'am, Raghu.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Raghu. So Raghu and Adi was the team members, were the captains. So who will be going first? And I'm hoping that you guys are prepared.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. So we'll go first. Who will speak? And whoever are going on a camera, like whoever is speaking, make sure that your video is on when you are speaking. Okay. So I'm going now. I'm not on video anymore because it's your debate and I want to see it very nicely. Be my audience. Yeah. So whoever is going to speak now, they can on their camera.
And ma'am, if we have to share the screen, then you're on mute.
Oh, okay. So sharing a screen is not necessary. Just on your camera, that would be suffice. Yeah. Any other questions you have?
No, ma'am, it's fine.
Okay. Okay, fine. Yeah. Start.
Ma'am, ma'am,
Yes, Sahil.
ma'am, how the turn will be going? First, your favorite team or first or all first favor will be going on?
Let's hear first the positive team, and then we'll hear the against team, so that we will also be very much prepared. What say,
Uh,
guys? Is it okay if the 4 team goes first?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
Fine.
So Raghu, are you for or are you against?
Ma'am, for.
For na? Okay, then Raghu, let's get started and now you manage, okay? Because I don't know who are in your team and who is going to speak first or what are the points. So now you manage. And again, anyone else has any questions on debate? Okay, I'll take it as no. Let's get started, Raghu.
Good evening, ma'am.
What is
We will
happening?
be defending CA today.
Sorry.
So before we start discussing the pros of the act,
Huh? Your voice is cutting.
ma'am,
Yeah, your voice is cutting actually.
ma'am, I
It's
didn't hear
breaking.
you. Is it? Maybe because of
Your
my bad internet connection. Ma'am,
yeah,
I'm audible.
your So who is there next in your team who will be speaking? You can ask that person to speak.
Yeah, ma'am. Before we start the pros of the act, let
Hmm.
us know what is it and what does it do. So this part will be taken over by Nayan.
Okay.
So he will tell us the meaning of the CAA.
Okay.
Yeah, Nayan.
So good afternoon to all. So what is CAA? CAA is basically the Citizenship Amendment Act of 2019, which was passed in the Parliament of India on 11th December 2019.
Nayan, can I
Yes, ma'am.
interrupt here? Sorry. Can you on your video, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Okay. Done.
Yeah. So the Citizenship Amendment Act of 2019, which was passed in our Indian Parliament on 11th December 2019. So it provides a path for attaining the citizenship of India for illegal migrants who have been persecuted in the countries of in the countries of Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh, and it belongs to these six religions, that is Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi, and Christians minorities who have fled because of the persecution in their countries. And this is only to the people who have come into the Indian border before 31st of December 2014, and Muslims of these countries are not given this opportunity, because the reason is Muslims, obviously these three countries are Muslim countries, so there might be no chance, or there might be less chance of them being persecuted religiously, and if so, it might be a different case and not on the basis of religion.
Okay.
So, ma'am, as we know that CAA is now, I would like to state that this act is mainly concerned on the grounds of religion and nothing else.
Mm-hmm.
So people have protested a lot against CA for not including Muslim community in the act for providing them.
Are you going to speak now, Murli?
No, ma'am.
Sorry, Raghu. So you are speaking right now, or someone else, or you are just introducing the background?
No, ma'am. Yes, I'm just introducing the background.
Okay.
I'll let someone speak now. But the
Okay.
term religious persecution reasons out why they are not included. So now I would like Krishnanjali to tell us the meaning of religious persecution so that we can move ahead with the clarity.
Okay.
Okay, good afternoon, ma'am, and good afternoon, all. So, before we knowing about religious persecution, let us know what is persecution. Ma'am, sorry to mention that, ma'am, my camera has got some kind of issues, so I will not be able to on my camera.
Okay.
Okay, so persecution means an ill treatment or an hostility, especially because of a race or a political or a religious beliefs oppression. So now let us check what is a religious persecution. So religious persecution, it is nothing but it is a systematic mistreatment of an individual or a group of individuals as a response to their religious belief. And it is a tendency, we can also say it's a tendency of a society is to make feel isolated or different subcultures. And moreover that a person's religion is often determined his or her morality and worldview, self-image, attitude towards and overall personal identity. So like a small definition which we could provide for this religious persecution is that it's a violence or a discrimination against the religious minorities, actions that are intended to deprive the minorities of political rights and
I'm not able to hear you now,
Hello?
Krishnanjali. Yeah.
Hello,
Yeah, I can hear you. Tell me. Go ahead.
ma'am, now is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay.
Again, I cannot hear you.
Ma'am, I think she is done with her thing. So
Okay.
as we know what is religious persecution now, let us discuss some of the pros we have now. Like it will be discussed by Sahil Mangla.
Okay. Sahil, will you be speaking now?
Ma'am, 1 minute.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, I'm ready.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, now I will be talking about the advantages of the CA, that why the government has passed this bill and now why it changed to the act. So first thing is that no country can work
Can you
without.
put on your camera, please? Why I have to tell everyone independently? Like, please
Ma'am,
make sure that whoever is coming on the call, make your video on.
ma'am, I am on computer and there is no webcam here.
Come on. Okay,
Ma'am,
fine.
so
Go
ma'am,
ahead.
yes, ma'am, no country can work without a register of its citizens. So the NRC, which was established in Assam, has
Mhm.
made the list of its own citizens as it will help to exclude illegal citizens which are staying there. This has been a major cause of concern, especially in the eastern and northeastern part of our country. And secondly, ma'am, the CA does not exclude any legal Indian citizen of any religion, but instead it seeks to grant a respectable heaven to those who have escaped religious persecutions in neighboring countries. That is, the six communities which have been facing religious persecutions, only to them the CA will be given. But those who are illegal Islamic communities, they will not be provided citizenship. Neither does the CA exclude the possibility of granting Indian citizenship to those from the majority religion in those three countries who met all the conditions stipulated for conventional cases. Ma'am, and in this, those who are in majority in the Islamic countries like Muslims, they are not given the CA with citizenship because they are neither oppressed or not depressed. Due to that,
Sorry, I am interrupting you here, but I'm not understanding your point. So, are you speaking that CAA is good?
yes, ma'am.
So, I'm not
Ma'am,
understanding how CAA is good, like as per your point.
ma'am, in 2019 and recently there were some controversies that CA is a religiously discriminating means the it is religiously means discriminating the concerns of the Islamic communities. But it is not like that. It is only for those who have escaped from the religious persecutions. Only for these six communities.
Okay.
Because Muslims are not included in this because they are neither depressed nor oppressed because they are in a majority in these Islamic countries. Those who are illegal, they will not get the citizenship.
Okay.
And ma'am, due to the expected concerns of the people residing in the northeastern region of India, the law has included those living within states with an inner line permit from the purview of CAA. Several of the states in this region are sparsely populated with the sustainable tribal population. And the
What do you
cutoff,
mean by that?
yes, ma'am, I will explain. Ma'am, it means that the people who residing is living in the northeastern region of India,
Mm-hmm.
those who have not the inner permit will not be seen as the equal under the preview of the CAA. Oh, they are only talking about the Muslim and Islamic communities.
Okay.
And then the cutoff date which has been fixed at the year 2014, which was 31st December 2014,
Mm-hmm.
only states that the immigrants from these three Islamic countries would be given only citizenship till those who have migrated till 31st December 2014. After that, no future immigration will be encouraged from the government side, illegal one. But
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that people who are going to talk against CAA are noting down all these points so that you can cross Sahil on all these points.
And we are
Okay, I'm
trying to
expecting that.
understand. We are
Okay,
trying to
and that's
understand.
what,
Yes,
like
ma'am.
when you are not understanding the against team, please ask them to repeat their points. Okay, and make your valid argument on that point, that how it is wrong. So whatever points you are not understanding from Sahil's presentation, ask him to elaborate on that one, which is I am doing in the debate, which I haven't, like people in the first class, they didn't even give me chance to speak, but here I am only speaking everything. So guys who are going to speak against it, please ask your questions, your doubts. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Chalo, Sahil, continue.
Yes, ma'am. And the main advantage of this CAA came in the near future that Bangladesh has now extended a helping hand by confirming that those proven to be Bangladeshi nationalities which are illegal will be taken back to their own territory, that is Bangladesh.
And how that is related with CAA?
Ma'am, first CA or with CA only NRC was registered. No, sorry. With the that ma'am with CA like
Sahil, please clarify that Bangladesh point. You are
yes.
not making any point there.
Now the Bangladesh has now extended a helping hand by confirming that those proven to be Bangladeshi nationals will be taken back to their own territory. That means Bangladesh will take back their Bangladeshi nationals from India. Those who are illegal means that they have you understood?
Yeah, please go on.
Hmm. Now it's amazing. I have spoken all the advantages of CAA.
Ma'am, now that we have discussed the pros of the CAA, let us come to the main point, that why are people protesting against CAA, right?
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
because Muslims are not added to the list. People
Okay.
are losing all their minds and fighting for the same to add Muslims to the list. So in order to go into the topic, I'll let Ardra share her views on this.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Ma'am, I'm sorry I'm using laptop, so I'm not able to use my camera.
I am just, there's something fishy about this whole team who is not going on camera. Like everyone has a problem. I don't think so.
No, ma'am, actually, it's not working. Even for school classes, we don't use camera.
Okay, fine. Chalo.
Okay, so basically, I strongly believe that the Citizenship Amendment Act, it isn't a setback for us, and instead, it is a much-needed step that was long due. But I do not support any brutality or violence that is happening in the name of resistance, and I genuinely believe that this country needs a detox, and I don't think that Muslims are the targets here. So the bill was passed so that people who are seeking
Ardra,
asylum can, yeah.
Ardra, that view which you said that you don't like support this violence, there is a great number of people who are protesting against these people itself, who are against CAA. You can see hoardings of people saying that we are supporting CAA and they are on the street. So how will you back that?
See, I'm sharing my personal views. So what I said is that I do not support it.
Wait a second, Aditya, what you just said, right? The people are standing on the streets for supporting CAA, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it is for them who go against CAA, right? Even they are protesting a lot in the scene. As you can see, last year there were many protests in which majority was against CAA, not for the CAA.
There, that protest is not mainly for people. Like, why people will protest against people? It is for the government. Like, people have the pressure that if
Yeah,
the
even if
protests
it
keep
may be
going
for the
on,
government, what you
that
just said now, people do protest against CAA. That was in majority, not for CAA.
I'm making that violence point. It's not like that we are the people who are
Yeah,
against CA
people
want to be
don't.
violent.
People
The
who support CA don't want violence. Some people do, but it's their personal views, right? Some people don't like violence, and some people do like violence.
well, then Raghunandan, that's the same thing with those who are against CA. Everybody doesn't. Those who are even against CA, all of them don't like violence, but
Yeah,
still they are
I'm
opposing
not saying
CA.
that they do violent activities, but the majority is people do violent activities against CA, not for CA.
In
Okay,
these
so
violent
there's
activities, we have seen a lot of public interest and public property going in loss. So that's the point of view here, right? In CA, we like for CA, we don't see any public property going in loss.
I'm not getting your point here, Aradhya.
So I am trying to
Just a
tell this.
second. I understood your point. I'll just convey it to him. So what he's saying is the people who protested for CA, right? Aditya,
Yeah.
they did not do any loss to the properties or many lives. But the people who went against CAA have destroyed many properties. You would have witnessed in the newspapers as well.
Okay, that's a pretty strong sentence to say. It is not like the people who are protesting for CAA haven't done any damage. The point is not about the damage. The topic is about protest, as you said, which Ardra will take. So what
Yeah.
I am trying to say here is that both the sides are protesting.
Yeah.
Now that since the people who are against CAA, they are few of them like persecuted minorities who are not educated enough that they are doing these violent activities. But it's not like the protests are not on both sides. You can see protests on both the sides, like people are trying to back up government from their behalf so that government doesn't cancel CAA.
Yeah.
And the main point is not violence, it's
Like I
protest.
said earlier, the protest for against CA is more than protest for CA. So let us just leave all those violent activities and let us concentrate
Exactly.
on views, on our personal views. Are you clear?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, Adi, I would like to add that protests are fine because every Indian has a right to express, but violence is not fine. That is what I was trying to explain. Okay, so continuing with my point. The bill was passed so that people who are seeking asylum can find a heaven in our country to keep them safe. So we choose our leaders and we put our faith in them, and it's time we gave them a chance to do what they're appointed to do instead of countering every decision they make for this country. And we cannot oppose something we haven't seen in action yet. So the Citizenship Amendment Act, it can be explained by the legislation that falls within the reasonable classification permitted by Article 14. And Article 14 of the Constitution allows for the doctrine of reasonable classification in favor of a group of people who deserve special treatment on the basis of intelligible differentia. Put simply, the law allows the government to provide relaxations to a group of people who cannot be treated on par with others. So basically, CAA does not affect or take away the citizenship of any Indian Muslims. That's it.
Hello, Ardra, can you please repeat and a little slow, please?
I didn't get you. Can you please?
Can you please repeat one more time what you said?
You want the last point?
Yeah.
Yeah, I said
Yeah,
that
in which
CAA
you
does
talked
not
about.
affect or take away the citizenship of any Indian Muslims.
Okay, so what were you talking about? Article 14? Can you please repeat that? Ardra?
Yeah, I'll go on behalf of her. Like Article 14 of the Constitution allows for the doctrine of reasonable classification in favor of a group of people who deserve special treatment on the basis of intelligible differentia. You understand?
No, please clarify it. Please say it a little more thoroughly.
Like we have the relaxation that we can give for a set of group of people. Need not be all, but only a set of people. This is what Article 14 tells us. It provides reasonable classification.
You mean equality, right?
Yeah, equality, but only for a group of people, right, who deserve special treatment on the basis of intelligible differentia.
And what is intelligible differentia exactly here? Raghu or Ardra, can you explain it?
I'm going to explain Article 14, ma'am. Article 14 of the Constitution of India. This is what plainly is said in Constitution. Constitution of India provides for equality before the law or equal protection of the laws within the territory of India. So
Correct,
it's just,
Adi, but you are going to speak against the topic, right?
yes, ma'am. So Article 14, it is clearly said that CAA is violating Article 14, ma'am.
Yes, so that's what, like, when they are saying that it's a reasonable classification doctrine, and also it is, on the basis of intelligible differentia. So I wanted to ask, what is that intelligent line of difference here?
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am, I can't explain that line of difference between those communities.
Okay, Ardra, will you be able to explain it?
Ma'am, but I can explain for some instance. Take it as the Muslims are residing in, like, CA is concerned with only three countries, right? That is Afghanistan, Pakistan, and
Yeah.
Bangladesh. So they
Correct.
are all of Islamic region, right? Religion, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
So those are not secular countries.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Muslims may have special priority over there.
May have, as in?
I mean, they get more priority than these minority groups like Jains, Sikhs, and etc.
Ma'am, may I speak for him?
Yeah.
Ma'am, over here we have said that it's about based on the doctrine of reasonable classification. In that, intelligible differentia. So as we can see, the countries which you have given the CA to are like all Muslim majority countries, in which not only majority, they are Muslim countries. They have in their constitution it's written that this country is based on Islam. So our country has provided refuge for the other religions like Sikh, Jain, etc. So intelligible differentia shows the differential like treatment they are receiving in those countries, and based on that they are providing relaxation to these people who are being treated unfairly in our country,
Ma'am, that is the difference you get, ma'am, based on the
since they
religion.
cannot be treated on par with them.
Yes,
Thus we
ma'am.
are providing special laws.
In those countries, they cannot be treated equally other religions, because it
I'm
is.
still confused on the point you are trying to clarify here. Guys who are going to against it, are you clear with the point, or you can ask
I'm not.
additional
I'm
questions?
clear with that keywords which they said, but I'm still not clear with the point that they are trying to make.
Yeah, that they are
What's the
trying to
meaning?
justify.
Yeah, ma'am, let me just clarify that for you. The three countries, that is Afghanistan, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, are Islamic countries.
Yeah. So.
They had many people of other religion, that is these minorities, Jain, Sikhs, etc.
Uh-huh.
So what they wanted to do is they escaped to India
For
to
what reason?
because they were persecuted from there.
Okay.
That too based on religion. So what? So if you think if we add Muslims to the list of CAA, what does it mean? That Muslims are persecuted religiously from these three Islamic countries?
Yeah, the
They
facts are
can't be
showing that there are some set of people who are Muslims, but they are still persecuted, and they also need protection if we are giving just on the basis of
Ma'am, they can be
religion.
persecuted for different reasons, but for on the basis of religion, how can they be persecuted, ma'am? That's what I'm trying to convey. That's the difference I'm
They are
telling.
in majority in these three Islamic countries. They are neither oppressed nor depressed. So why they should be
Ma'am,
included in CAA?
that is the difference I'm trying to point out,
You
right?
know, in India, even the Brahmins, which have been considered as the highest caste, okay,
Yeah.
so even in Brahmins, they have divided the Brahmins also in several groups, okay, and the lowest Brahmins, okay, so there is also a discrimination for a set of Brahmins who are lower in the category. Even in Muslims, if you have friends in Muslims, they are also been divided as per their level, and you know, this Muslims are higher, this Muslims are lower. So this is there in every religion, and that's why those Muslims who have been treated and who has been divided as the lowest, they are coming forward and saying that, you know, we have been also persecuted. And Bangladesh, as you said, that, you know, Bangladesh someone made a point that now Bangladesh is saying that they will be asking their people to come back. So why then first they have fled from their country and they have taken already a shelter in India, right? And even the government of India has been now settled that if you belong to 6 of these religions, we will accept people from Bangladesh as well,
Ma'am,
right? So
ma'am,
yeah.
it should be caste discrimination, ma'am. It cannot be religious discrimination. In
It
that
could
case.
be, na. It could be as well because they are not saying that it could be only religious. There could be
Ma'am,
various
nobody can,
persecution as well.
ma'am, a Muslim cannot discriminate another Muslim.
Who said that to you? That's a pretty strong point to me.
What? You are not audible.
You can't say that a Muslim can't discriminate another Muslim. There are also class division in
But
Muslims.
what the government took to consideration was the 3 countries which were Islamic. They want what government decided to do is they thought that the Muslims cannot persecute the citizens of that country who are of the same religion. They can't persecute them to different countries. Like they can't make them flee.
Ma'am,
Okay,
would
I
like to
can see
add-
only Adi is asking question from the against group. Where are others? You should also cross them. You should also like any point if you are not clear, you should also ask them. Not only Adi. Adi, your team members, are you aware?
I'm
Like that
aware
you
of them,
have to
ma'am.
cross?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Because I won't be saying anything much now because it's a debate, but still you people are not talking, so I'm just trying to back up. Okay?
Yeah, ma'am.
So now I'm just going on mute and you people, I'm listening here, I'm still here, but I want you people to talk and interact and cross and have that spirit of debate. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
So what I was telling Aditya, you were listening, right?
Yeah, please repeat that point.
I can't hear anyone.
Ma'am,
so
my
this-
point is Muslims cannot be persecuted from their own countries. That too it is an Islamic country, not a secular country. That
Okay.
How can you say that? Because Islamic countries have many minorities, religion based on Muslims only, and it is given that they are persecuted there.
they are
cannot
theocratic
say that.
and they are Islamic states. It is written.
Raghunandan,
They are
your
in
point
majority.
is so shallow that you're not making any proper point. You're just seeing the upper picture that in Muslim country, Muslim can't be like this persecuted. So that's really shallow. You have to go inside. You have to see Sunni Shia Muslims, and then you have to see what other divisions are there, what minorities are there. You can't just say like that in a Muslim country, Muslims can't be persecuted.
Yeah, wait a second. Let me just share the view of our Defense Minister Rajnath Singh. Just a minute. Ma'am, this is Rajnath Singh's view. Okay, leading opposition parties say that law is discriminatory as it singles out Muslims who constitute nearly 15% of country's population. The government clarifies that Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh are Islamic republics where Muslims are in majority. Hence, they cannot be treated as persecuted minorities. It also assures that government will examine the application from any other community on case-to-case basis. So, in a country of Islamic origin, Adi, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, go on.
In the country of Islamic origin, Muslims cannot be treated as minority groups, right? CA is only concerned with minorities. What do you say for this point?
Okay, yeah, so that's what the whole debate is about, I think, because since even the defense minister is to this point that he is considering that Muslim countries as a whole won't discriminate Muslims all of them, then that's pretty wrong. And we have some really strong and bold points which we'll say in our debate against this. So yeah, you can carry on.
Yeah, and I still have many views. I'll just tell it now. So this was said by Anirudh Krishnan. He is a jurist, I think. So provided that any person belonging to a religion other than the state religion from India's theocratic neighbors who entered into India on or before 31st day of December 2014 shall not be treated as illegal migrant for the purposes of this act. If the amendment to Section 2 of the Citizenship Act brought in by the CAA reads as above, could it be argued that it is discriminatory? This extract is based on juxtaposition of the words a religion other than the state religion in place of Hindu, Sikh, Buddhist, Jain, Parsi or Christian, the identified persons, and the theocratic neighbors in place of Afghanistan, Bangladesh or Pakistan. So in this paragraph, as you all heard, the CAA is only concerned with minorities, like a religion. That sentence, a religion other than the state religion, right? The state religion of those three countries are Muslims, not of Islamic origins. So the CA is concerned that the religion other than the state religion. So what do you say for this?
I did not get your point. Please repeat.
I too.
So
Please be a little more specified.
the Citizenship Amendment Act has said that it can accept the people, the illegal immigrants who are of religion other than the state religion of that country.
Who can accept?
The people or the illegal immigrants who are of the religion that is not the state religion of that particular country where they have come from.
Raghu, I didn't get this previous point, but what I have got is that you have till now made two important points. You have talked about as the Muslim population in the Muslim countries, which is Bangladesh and Pakistan as a whole. So this is one point that you are saying that they will accept these Muslim minorities. And then again, you are talking about the minorities itself, that this CAA is for minorities only, that only the persecuted minorities will go. So this is two different points. How will you relate this? Please explain. I'm really confused. Like two totally different points you have made.
Yeah, I'm gonna just relate those things. Just wait for a second. So what I was saying is the CA is for giving those illegal immigrants of minority groups of six groups, that is Sikh, Jains, etc. The citizenship. So what my argument is about is the illegal Muslims residing in India should not be given citizenship, but they have to be sent to their respective countries because they are not minorities, because their state religion is Islam and they cannot be considered as minorities there. That's why Muslims are not added to the list.
Okay, so the better thing is, rather than wasting the time, we will discuss the religious aspect in the against the motion part. You can continue.
Yeah, but yeah. So, like, if you are for against, then start your.
Wait, just a minute. I have a point regarding this.
Yeah.
There's a thing called conventional cases. Like over here, it's given that many people say that the CA is specifically targeting Muslims. Like suppose in Pakistan, like Balochistan is there, which is doing their best to separate from Pakistan. Over there, Shia Baluchi, Ahmadiyya Muslims in Pakistan and Hazars in Afghanistan, they also face oppression and they are Muslims. So India created this conventional cases in which they study the cases of those people, and then depending on how badly they are persecuted, they let the people enter. This has been done in the case of what is his name? Just a minute.
Nikhil, you are for the topic or against the topic?
For.
Okay.
So that's what I think the whole debate is, because these conventional cases which government has set just to suffice their, if you say greed will be a strong term. These conventional cases are so discriminating that a great deal of population is affected by it. Because if you take these conventional
you
cases,
can speak when you list down your points.
Sorry, what did you say, Raghu?
Yeah, it's okay, Raghu, because now Nikhil has gone for a little break.
That's
He wanted
why
to
I
take
said.
a late. Yeah, let him back up on the same point because we are on same point, and it's fine. Nikhil, are you back? And also, this team has been speaking about that, that these are 3 Islamic countries, and there cannot be a discrimination. Muslims doesn't discriminate among themselves and all. But then the another bigger question that no one has asked is, why only these 3 Islamic countries? Why we are not considering any other countries? For example, that we have already learned about Rohingyas, then why we are not considering them, that they are also coming from that particular country? Why we are not including them? Why only these 3 countries? Why only these 3 Islam countries?
Only these 3 Islamic countries because India is surrounded by these 3 countries like Pakistan, Afghanistan, and
only
Bangladesh.
We are surrounded by only
Yeah.
these 3?
No. I would like to tell, no, we are surrounded by more countries, but more of the infiltration into India is done by these 3 countries.
Okay.
Illegal migrants are coming to India from Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh. So that is going to cause an effect for the population. That's the reason why these 3 countries are considered.
Okay, carry on, guys. So now the against team is going. Adi, is your team going in now? I'm not able to hear you guys. Am I the only one or no one is speaking? I can see Nayan, but I cannot hear anyone. Nayan, can you speak?
Ma'am, is the opponent team done?
Yeah, we are done. You can start with your again.
Okay. So now the interesting part, and let's see now how the 4 team,
Yes, ma'am, we'll contribute.
Okay, chalo then.
Ma'am, is the 4 team done? Sorry, I just my internet connection is pretty weak here.
14 as in?
Ma'am, the 4 team is done with all the points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what they're saying. They're done.
Okay. Now I'm starting with against the motion. I'm not going to do a lot of introduction on the CAA since Raghunandan has already done it.
Yeah.
I'll be dividing the topics. I've actually divided between my team members and they will be going on further with it. So I'm just giving a brief introduction for my view against this CAA.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So Bharatiya Janata Party, BJP, which leads the Indian government, had promised in previous election manifestos to offer Indian citizenship to members of persecuted religious minorities who had migrated from neighboring countries under the 2019 amendment. Migrants who had entered India by 31 December 2014, and migrants, I mean non-Muslims, of course, and had suffered religious persecution or fear of religious persecution in their country of origin were made eligible for citizenship. The amendment also relaxed the residence requirement for naturalization of these migrants from 12 years to 6. According to Intelligence Bureau records, there will be just over 30,000 immediate beneficiaries of the bill. Now, the main thing, we are getting into the religious aspect of this whole CAA. The amendment has been widely criticized as discriminating on the basis of religion, particularly for excluding Muslims. The Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Resources, OHCHR, called it fundamentally discriminatory, adding that while India's goal of protecting persecuted groups is welcome, this should be accomplished through a non-discriminatory, robust national asylum system. Critics expressed concerns that the bill would be used along with the National Register of Citizens
Excuse me,
and
your voice has
RC.
disturbance.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm facing disturbances in your speech.
Okay, am I audible right now, Raghu?
Yeah, but sometimes it's echoing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, you can ask me just to repeat the points.
Yeah. Just
Uh,
repeat some previous
yeah,
point.
I'm repeating it. Okay. The Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, OHCHR, called it fundamentally discriminatory, adding that while India's goal of protecting persecuted groups is welcome, this should be accomplished through a non-discriminatory, robust national asylum system. This is the view of OHCHR. Critics expressed concerns that the bill would be used along with the National Register of Citizens to render many Muslim citizens stateless, as they may be unable to meet stringent birth or identity proof requirements. Commentators also questioned the expulsion of persecuted religious minorities from other regions such as Tibet, Sri Lanka, and Myanmar. The Indian government says that Pakistan, Afghanistan, and Bangladesh have Islam as their state religion, and therefore Muslims are unlikely to face religious persecution there, said by the government. This is what the government has said. However, certain Muslim groups such as Hazaras have historically faced persecution in these countries. So all of this was not my view. This is what has been given by some great critics and some really big organizations. To go deeper into this, Samiksha will continue.
Aditya,
Yeah, yes, I.
in your topic, you have said that you has called it as a discriminatory.
I
That
have not
why
called it discriminatory. Okay, let me clear
no,
you with that. Yeah.
first listen that
I have not called it discriminatory. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
but your views regarding it are discriminatory. That why only six communities are included in CA.
No,
That why
I haven't given any views.
means if you are against CA, then you are supporting it.
Sahil,
So,
I have not given any views till now. All of, sorry, what did you say?
your voice is
Hello.
Yeah, I know, Aditya. You took those informations from.
Yeah, so I haven't started with the proper debate yet. That's what Samiksha will continue. I'm just giving out the points
Okay.
that what we are going to discuss. Samiksha, please continue.
Yeah, 1 second.
Okay, Samiksha, just a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so what actually
Yes, ma'am.
Adi was trying to say is he just got some information from the particular side that they are just saying that it is discriminatory, as in, like, we should have a robust system to, rather than just giving support to the 6 religions, we should have a more robust system. That is what he was trying to say. So when you are picking up some points in your debate, okay, from some organization, so it is not just that organization's point of view, but you have adapted it, you have presented it in your topic. It means you are also supporting it. Okay, Adi?
Ma'am, I get your point, ma'am. In fact, I am supporting it. That robust point is just, I'm just quoting it, ma'am. It's not like, so that Samiksha
So you
can
don't
start
go by
with
it?
No, ma'am, I'm not particularly with that national asylum system. I'm here with completely abolishing CA.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it out.
Yeah, ma'am, can I continue?
Yes, sure, Sami. Chal.
Yeah, so like the opponent was saying that CAA is all about religion. So let's clarify it. So there were a number of objections were proposed to the CAA. The proposition was made that CAA builds a narrative that Muslims are not son of the soil. This narrative is calculated to push the ideology of a Hindu Rashtra, which is a pet theory of the right-wing network which is in power in India. It was also proposed that the Vajpayee government complicated India's citizenship law in 2003. Thirdly, it was proposed that CAA 2019 is a continuation of the mischief in CAA 2003. As per the reports in 2016, a bill reflecting discrimination was introduced in Parliament seeking exemption of Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, Sikhs, Christians and Parsis from Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan from being classified as illegal migrants. Thus, an attempt was made to apply the concept of illegal migrants only to Muslim foreigners. The another proposition is that while it is good that CAA 2019 undid the damage of CAA 2003 and removed the tag of illegal migrants, it is horribly wrong and is calculated mischief and its discrimination intended to humiliate that it has removed the tag of illegal migrants selectively from some people only. This selection is justifiable based purely on
Can
religious
you just
criteria.
explain? Can you just explain me the last 2 points you just said?
Okay, just what I said.
Your voice is not audible
Hello?
properly.
He is asking you to explain the last 2 points.
Last 2 points.
Okay. Okay. Let me repeat.
Your voice is breaking.
Yes, same here.
We're not able
Check
to.
your internet connection. Am I audible now?
Yeah, you are audible. You can speak.
Okay. The another proposition is that while it is
Actually,
good,
Sammy, can you just try to go a little slow because network is not good, I guess. So just try to go a little slow so that we can hear you because your points are really interesting.
okay, ma'am. I'll go a little slow. Just a minute, ma'am. Let me check. Ma'am, can I off my video there? I think it is creating a problem.
Maybe, yeah. Just try doing that. Okay, go ahead.
So I'll repeat the last 2 points. Am I audible now?
Yeah, you are audible. You can continue.
The another proposition is that while it is good that CAA 2019 undid the damage of CAA 2003 and removed the tag of illegal migrants, it is horribly wrong and is calculated mischief and is discrimination intended to humiliate that it has removed the tag of illegal migrants selectively from some people only. This selection is just unjustifiably based purely on religious criteria. It is said that though we can say that CAA is good, that it is undoing the mistake which was done in 2019 about CAA. It is changing in 2019, but it is very discriminatory and it is doing very discrimination about. It is considering only a particular group of religion. And it is exempting the Muslims from this criteria. So it is only said that it is the illegal migrant tag is given to only some particular group of migrants. Okay, so let's continue. CAA violates constitutional secular principle, and it is a violation of Articles 13, 14, 15, 16, and 21, which guarantee the right to equality before law and non-discriminatory treatment by Indian state. It was also given by the opponent that it is violating the law. So Indian Muslims could be badly affected by CAA and NRC because those Muslims who do not have the document required to prove their citizenship in a nationwide NRC could be declared as illegal migrants, and they would not be able to use CAA like non-Muslim Indians perhaps could to get citizenship by lying and claiming that they are illegal migrants from Bangladesh, Pakistan, and Afghanistan. The NRC will affect people of all religions. Many non-Muslims are not worried about the NRC because they think if they are declared non-citizens because they do not have the required document, they can get citizenship via CAA by lying. They are not aware that it could not be so easy to get fraudulently via CAA. And it was also said that it will lead to lifetime of insecurity. So therefore, we can conclude that CAA would affect all the religious groups and can lead to a widespread riot. Any questions?
No, you can continue.
Ma'am, I'm done.
Okay, so you had mentioned that they are trying to make a Hindu state. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's not true because when the partition had taken place in 1947, then the President Jawaharlal Nehru himself had told in a conference that the people who are in the other states like Bangladesh and Pakistan and all, they can come back to India if they're facing persecution over there. Like for example, if you take a family of a poor Hindu or a poor Jain family living in Pakistan, in the undivided India, due to the partition, they would not be able to cross over to this side, and they would have thought staying here would be fine. So after some time, they would have found the religious persecution, because of which they had to come back to India. That might be so. When as they would have followed the call by Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru himself, so that's the reason they would have come. And you can't call it a Hindu state. They're not going to try. They're not trying to make.
Thank you, Nayan, for this. And even I would like to mention one point that, ma'am, if you remember, the Tibetans refugees who came to India were given many acres of land for their benefits, even in Bangalore. So what do you say about that, Samiksha? Are they trying to make it a Hindu Rashtra?
Yeah, so I would clear that it's my point of view. I'm saying this, that Jawaharlal Nehru was
in these terms. Like, I want you to explain, if you have let Tibetans...
Just a minute, let me say, then you say, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jawaharlal Nehru, when he was the Prime Minister, at that time, it has been long years, and now it's the BJP government which is changing this. I'm not arguing about what the Jawaharlal Nehru did, but it is about what BJP is trying to do now. And it is, and I have read that it was also said that the perquisition, it is said that India will be accepting the perquisition country, the perquisition groups in India on this CAA criteria basis. But I am arguing about this, that only certain groups, excluding Muslims, only certain groups in India are only towards the CAA, and what you have said that Muslims in the other countries like
Samiksha, so you're telling that BJP government is trying to make India as a Hindu Rashtra, right?
Samiksha, let me take on this.
And you can also see.
Samiksha, let me take. See, Raghunandan,
Okay.
It has been clear since the previous term of Bharatiya Janata Party that BJP is aiming for the Hindu majority. It is not clearly said. I'm trying to be as unbiased as possible, but it is true that BJP is aiming for the Hindu majority, and yes, it is aiming for a Hindu Rashtra.
Oh, but but are they planning to evacuate the Tibetans who are living in India now?
No, but Tibetans doesn't concern our debate because Tibetans are neither Hindu, neither Muslims. So I already told you, this is the religious
They are of
aspect.
different religion, right? Other than Hindu. What we are speaking is about Hindu Rashtra, right? So it does matter about the Tibetans as well. They are of good.
No, but I am not getting your point. Tibetans were.
Can you go a little deeper on this, Adi?
Yeah. Can you just explain me a bit about what
the
you just
Tibetans'
said?
point was.
Wait a second.
Okay.
About the word Hindu Rashtra.
Hindu Rashtra, I'm trying to, I'm not saying that each and every person living in India should be Hindu. That's not what Hindu Rashtra is. Hindu Rashtra is, I'm taking it in a political sense. Hindu Rashtra is that BJP is aiming, since BJP is doing so many things for the Hindu majority. So it is aiming to win the next elections with the help of the votes by the Hindu majority. So that's what Hindu Rashtra is.
I would like to cross you, Adi. No, they're
So
not
why
aiming
would
for
the
this.
constitution
One-
say that the
Raghu, one
country is
second.
secular then?
Yeah. So no, if you take, if you look at
Nayan,
that,
one second. Nayan, one second.
yeah.
Aditya, then why would the Constitution of India say that the country is secular if the
If
BJP government is trying to
if
make.
everybody worked on the constitution, then we wouldn't need to do this debate, Raghunandan. That's what the thing is. Like, if okay, now let me clarify you on that. The 2014 date was given. So is it like the people after 2014 have not been persecuted? Why 2014 date itself? Like, what all is this? Even people, Hindu people are protesting against this, who have like a sense of mind, who know that BJP is doing wrong here. So you can
Yeah,
check
I
it out
know.
on that.
Even you are protesting.
BJP,
Exactly.
I would like, yeah. So see, what you told is like, so BJP, they have a few set of laws made recently which are not applied for Hindus. They're applied mostly for Muslims. Like they made a law which works for Muslim weavers. So if you are a Muslim weaver and your neighbor is a Hindu weaver, that won't be applied to a Hindu weaver. It will only apply to a Muslim weaver. So how is it? How are you telling that it is making a Hindu Rashtra and they are trying to gain majority in Hindus? That's not true.
I didn't get
Can you
what are you
elaborate
saying?
this
Like,
point?
what will be applied to what? I didn't-
Yeah, so you told they're gonna. So they have made recently. They have made laws not regarding Muslims also. So and even other religions also. So if you tell they're concentrating on more Hindus, that won't be sufficing the point.
Then I'm not understanding. Raghu, if you are getting this, please explain.
Nayan, if you just can repeat those things you said to Aditya now.
Yeah, so what I said is the government in the last term and this term they have made laws which apply to Muslim community and not the Hindu community. So in that how is it going to like they're telling that it is only for the Hindu and not for the Muslim and all. So it won't be suitable.
What were
Yes,
the
I
laws
get
made?
you. No,
Yeah,
Samiksha, wait a second. I get you. I'm getting you. Yeah, the thing is, we are not debating like whatever we are saying is not everything is not on paper. Now, what is on paper is that India is a secular country. So now, if Narendra Modi is going only for like this, if he do nothing, if he is doing nothing for the Muslim community, the Muslim population residing in India, then the government can be dissolved because then it will be against the law. So some things has to be done just to fool us that BJP is all there is a secular party, like BJP is there for everybody in India. But to be honest, it is aiming for Hindu Rashtra. Anything else?
Aditya, I would like to ask you one thing.
Yeah.
So, should we consider caste discrimination as religious discrimination?
We are not talking about caste. We are just talking about Hindu and Muslim.
No, I'm just taking some things now. So, should we consider those both as same, caste discrimination and religious discrimination?
Discrimination is discrimination. You know what discrimination is. It does
Yeah, I know what is
depend
discrimination,
what.
but should we take those two things as one and the same? That's what I'm asking you.
I don't know on this. I wouldn't like to comment. Why are you asking this? I don't know.
Yeah, as you just told, there are many Muslim communities who are getting persecuted from their own countries, right?
Yeah, they are.
How can that be considered as religious discrimination unless caste discrimination and religious discrimination are one and the same? So what do you say to me?
See, I not differentiating between religious and caste differentiation is
Yeah, that's
related. I
what
mean,
you're doing. That's what you're doing. You just let's just take it cool. You are telling that some Muslim communities are being persecuted from their own countries. Am I right? Somebody from that group can speak now.
hello.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you are telling
please.
that some Muslim communities are being harassed and persecuted from their own countries, right?
Yes, they are. Yes.
So what is it called? Is it called as religious discrimination?
Raghunandan, you are not making any point. See, we are here
I'm making my
because
point, Aditya. Just listen to me. I'm just
I'm
asking
getting
you.
you. I'm getting you. What you are
Yeah, I'm
trying to
just
say.
asking you if
Yeah.
it is called, what is it called? Is it religious discrimination? What you
It
just
does.
told?
That's the thing. It doesn't matter what is it called. The thing is, people are being tortured. Now, if you are going to like just wave from the main topic, you are waving. You are just taking another path. I am trying to make my point that the people who are getting tortured, and I mind that I'm saying persecuted. So
And
that's
why
what
should
I'm trying
India
to
be
say.
the only shelter for those refugees?
Now it just boils down to the point that how good we are. If we are a torture country, like if we are comparing ourselves to some countries like Afghanistan who torture their citizens on purpose, then we can take that example also, or else we can take the example of United States who are helping so many citizens from all over the like all over it like all over the countries surrounding it, Mexico and all. So we can take that example also. Now it all depends to us how good we are.
They can go to other countries as well, right?
Of course, they can go to other countries.
Yeah. And what we were discussing is, I was just asking you the difference between caste discrimination and religious discrimination, but you didn't answer me now.
Yeah, because there is no need to. Raghunandan, please get my point. I'm not like focusing on Hindu. I don't even want
Yeah,
to get in that
Raghu.
Hindu-Muslim topic.
Yeah. Raghu, actually, what is that point that you actually want to make here on the caste or religion discrimination? Can you just make that as point?
Ma'am, actually, the CAA is
Mhm.
concerned with letting those illegal immigrants in to our country and providing them citizenship, right? As discussed by the government, it is only based on the word religion,
Mhm.
right, ma'am?
Yeah. So.
So, what you even you and Aditya said earlier was that many Muslim communities are getting harassed and persecuted from their own countries, which are of the same religion, that is Islamic. They are Islamic countries. All the three countries concerned here are Islamic countries. You know that. And
Mhm.
if we take it based on the religion, how can it be
Mhm.
considered as religious
Excuse me, ma'am.
discrimination?
Excuse
Because
me,
it is
ma'am.
Yeah.
based on religion, right? So
How
if it
can
is
it
based
Ma'am,
be,
on religion, it is a religious discrimination.
ma'am? How can it be based on the religion if they are of
ma'am,
the same religion and different caste? They are discriminating based on caste, not religion. This cannot be considered as religious discrimination.
excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, go ahead, Adi.
Ma'am, he's making a valid point. Let me tackle that. I got it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
That.
See, Raghunandan,
Yeah.
if government would have considered this, that there are persecuted minorities among all the Muslims, so what government is doing is they are taking this Muslim population as a whole. That is why a lot of protesters are there on down the street and doing their protest or whatever. But if government would have thought of it and they would have considered these minorities that no, all of them don't deserve to go back. Some can stay because
Okay,
it is better for them.
Aditya, let me ask you one more thing. What
Yeah.
if the you can see the states of those three countries when compared to India? India is more advanced, right? Do you agree with me?
Compared to which country? Like
To the
Bangladesh.
three countries related to this issue.
You can say that.
Yeah. So what if what if the Muslim communities, the lower communities, as you said, which are being harassed and persecuted, what if they have lied to us and entered the country now as illegal immigrants?
And what if they haven't? What if they have really been persecuted? And what if they like they have been
Yeah,
through that
even if
torture and
they
all?
have been persecuted, the statement which the government says, other than that our religion, the persecuted people who are of the religion cannot be of the same state religion, right? The state religion of those three countries are Islamic, right?
Yes.
If they are of the Islamic religion, they cannot, according to the statement provided by the government, let they cannot be provided citizenship. They should be sent back.
See, Raghu, what
Yeah.
you are making, what all your team is making, the point is you are right now successful. That means government is doing whatever you are saying right now. But we don't want that. The people from against the motion, we don't want that. Why? Because if government, like previously you mentioned caste also. Why you asked me why are you making, like, how will you differentiate religion and caste? So
Yeah.
if government would have considered caste as a point for granting citizenship, then this CA thing wouldn't be there. Like, we wouldn't be protesting. But government, you can call it a mistake or you can call it on purpose. You don't know how biased is BJP.
Let me just defend your. Let me just defend my side. So as you know that India is the second most populous country in the world, right? What if we keep on allowing the citizens from different countries in our country? What will happen to us? The unemployment grows to heights.
But you can't just bail on them. No? We are not bad people. We are
Yeah,
India.
we are good people. Everyone are good in India, right? We allow, we help.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you said was, can you repeat that point, what you said just now?
As you
Like
know, India is the
population, no?
yeah,
So tell me one thing,
second most populous country.
when India is allowing illegal migrants from Hindus, Buddhists, Jains, Sikhs, Christian parties, so that would increase the population or what? Why only Muslims are exempted from that?
The Muslims are exempted because we find it the other way because of their state religion. We are just defending that why can't they stay in their own countries when other six minorities